Welcome to Wellness to Greatness. This is your host, Janelle. This is a show where we dive deep into topics related to our mental, physical, and spiritual health. It is unscripted and raw. Some content might be hard to hear, but that's the point. We're unafraid and open-minded to talk about the hard things so we can heal and move forward to living our best version of ourselves. All right, buckle up. Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome to Wellness to Greatness. This is your guest host, Janelle Plamondon. It's really tripping me out to do a recording where I could see myself. Usually I record on my phone and then I put it into like a podcast format. But now that I'm trying to plug into like YouTube, people like to see people talking, I guess. So here I am. So I feel like really awkward doing this because I'm looking at myself. So who am I talking to, me? But anyways, so if I say weird things, you know why. I'm just feeling awkward. But I felt this motivation to jump on to share a message. And because I was having a really interesting conversation with one of my guest speakers off camera, off like not recorded, and he perceived that I have this certain ability or gift, and then I need to trudge through and continue moving forward in this sort of industry and of the podcasting and interviewing. And I have no idea where this is going to go. But the topic that I wanted to talk about in relation to this concept when I was talking to him was that there is never a good time to do things. Like if we always wait for the perfect timing, it's just never going to happen. And because at the moment, I was doing one podcast recording per week, and I moved it to once every 2 weeks because life got really full and I was feeling really burnt out. But I wanted to continue because it's a beautiful outlet for me, and I'm just learning so much and meeting very interesting people. But then the conversation was about if it's your calling and if you're helping even just that one person, and if you have a gift of doing it, why not continue pursuing it? And we were talking about health and wellness at one point in our interview. And it was about building your sense of community and your people, your resources to support you through the journey of health and wellness. So whether you find different type of modalities, whether it's massage, chiro, physio, osteo, but building up your community to support you, because it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to continue with health and wellness journey. And then when we go into elderly or close to the end of death, or end of our stages of life, that also takes a group, a community of people to support you through that transition. So at all stages, we need people. And he was saying you are at a stage where you feel maybe overwhelmed or feeling a little stuck. And it's because you are transitioning into a new stage of your business where you need more support. So hiring out people or looking for those who want to do an internship. So I'm just putting it out there in the universe that if you are looking for an internship and you need some more editing or media work, I'm all for it. I'm here. So reach out to me. My website is wellnesstogreatness.ca, and you could find a contact form there. But in the meantime, like back to the topic, there's never going to be a perfect time. And I always said this about parenthood or being a mother, is that I was always waiting for the right moment before starting a family. And then my husband was always ready for it. He wanted like 6 kids. And I'm like, maybe a cap it at 2. We ended up having 3. But I've always felt like I was 60% ready. I was never fully prepared, but I was okay with it because I knew that I was going to learn as I go. And the same thing as like education and learning and lessons is never a waste, because you're going to learn some new tools, you're going to learn some new resources, or you're going to meet some new people that are going to bring you down the path that you are intentionally needing to be. So, like for this podcast, for example, like my introduction that you hear like, let's buckle up, let's do this, whatever. I recorded that when I was extremely ill with COVID. I was like on day 2 or 3 of COVID symptoms. That's when I started my podcast. Most people would have been like, put on a Netflix show or I'm just going to sleep all day. But I felt this calling to just start it. I'm like, now is better than any time. And partly because I was sick and I mobilized and I couldn't really do anything. And then I had the ability to, jump on my computer without interruption and just research and see what I had to do. But to me, that was the best time out of any time. As for others might have looked at that as like, no, I think I'm just gonna like do nothing. And I think it's very easy for us to do that. We're like, well, it's not a good time, so I'm just not gonna do it. And I've always found a way to just, to do it, whether it's like a financial challenge. What's an alternative? Look at all your options. And it's really powerful because they actually Charles Duhigg, the author of The Power of Habits, and his second book that he released, he has 3 books, uh, talks about, I think it's Smarter, Better, Faster. I might be saying it wrong, but I'll put it in my show notes. And I'm at this chapter where he was helping young teenagers learn how to navigate and like figure out to process their options. And I think the thing is when we come across a dilemma or having to choose or pick our next path into doing something, we only limit ourselves to a few options. So what does that mean? In our brain capacity, if we discuss it with no one, if we don't talk to anyone, we might come up with like 1 to like 3 solutions. Now, if you talk to others, it kind of brings down those blinders where they will give you other options or ideas on what you can do. So then, you now have other solutions. But ideally, if you were to, let's say, jump onto Google or other platforms to seek out solutions, now you're available to several other ideas on how to problem solve whatever you're facing. But now it's time to like break down and eliminate the ones that don't work and what does work. And 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 I think that's where most of us don't go that extent because doing that could be very exhausting, where we just go to someone and say, just tell me what to do because I can't decide. But you have to look at the big picture. If I go with this outcome, let's say option 1, what is most likely what's most likely going to happen in that scenario? What are the pros and cons? Weigh it out. And then you go to option 2 and do the same thing. Option 3, do the same thing. Option 4, do the same thing. And then eventually you'll see one option making the most sense that you could follow through with. But ultimately, and this is the thing, is that I would like for us to understand is that even when you follow through with one option and it doesn't work out, it's okay because that failure has taught you lessons. So that failure or that challenge has brought you to new people, maybe a solution for a different problem, gives you more education, and so forth. So the same thing. So that's why I always say is that failure is incredible because failure is what is going to help you attain success in the future. But if you choose to remain stagnant and do nothing about it, then you will not move forward towards your idea of greatness, of success. So there's never a perfect time to start something that feels hard, or in one case, stop something that is hard, like an addiction. But it just starts with making the decision and doing that thing and being consistent. And also believing that you are worthy of it and believing that something amazing is going to come from it. because maybe it won't give you the results that you are seeking, but in the progress and the process of doing the dang thing, you will learn a lot of things about yourself. And I think that's the whole point of life. That's the whole point of us being here on Earth School, is to move towards our destiny. I believe that maybe a destiny is already laid out for us, but it's our choice on how we're going to get there. So move through life being bold, brave, and knowing that you have everything you need right now to start, to live your life the way you want to. And that could be writing a book. I don't know, becoming a flight attendant, traveling the world. I have a friend, she's, I believe, 45, and she just became a flight attendant. And I said, how freaking amazing is that? A mom of 4 kids. I think the youngest one is about 9. And she chose her. She's like, yeah, I think it's time. The kids are a bit more independent. And I'm going to do what I want to do. And she went off and did it. Uh, Friends who felt like they never had a voice, who started a podcast, those who've had this vicious cycle of addiction in their family, deciding that's enough. I'm not going to do that anymore. That's not who I am. And they kick it. And now they're fulfilling and living a beautiful life. I mean, that we all have challenges. It's going to come in ebbs and flows, but at least you may have 99 problems, but that ain't one of them, right? And it starts with making that decision and then moving to that next step and being consistent. Yeah, that's my message for today. So, if you like this, what I'm supposed to say is click on subscribe so you can see more of this, the VIP unedited video versions on YouTube. And if you're listening to this audio, you can click on the follow button. I believe it's a plus button on Apple, and follow word on Spotify. You'll figure it out. I'm not tech savvy, but I have confidence in you that you could do it. If I can, you can. And if you can't and you're an older generation, ask your grandchild. They know everything. And I'm supposed to also say is to like and share and leave a review. And that's appreciated. So you could spread the word to help others build confidence and have stronger mindset goals and build a beautiful self-talk and manifest what it is. And when I say manifest, I don't mean just sit there and meditate and I'll come to you. Manifest as in believe that you are deserving, believe that you will achieve these things, and then be proactive and going out there and doing the dang thing. So I love you guys and thank you for listening. And I'll see you on the flip side. And if you want to be a guest speaker on Wellness to Greatness, you can go on my website and there is a page where you can email me to put in that request, and then you'll receive a Google Doc form on the website that you'll need to fill out. And someone, especially if I have a team, by then will reach out to you to set up an interview. Thank you so much and have yourself a beautiful day.